All right, welcome back to the show, everyone, and happy 23rd, everyone. Welcome to another Air Jordan Rewind. It is the 23rd, where we're going to celebrate Jordan today, and nothing else needs to be talked about today. Hey, I was having a rough day today, rough start to the day, I'm not going to lie. And when I sat down at my computer here and decided to get a reaction in and realized that it's the 23rd, I totally cheered up. So I am super stoked about this. This day is coming at the perfect timing this month. So anyways, you guys, for those of you who aren't aware, the 23rd, we're going to do back-to-back Jordan reactions over here. And for the first reaction, I've got one from Basketball Universe. I've been waiting to react to this for a while. This one is titled, "Without the Ring Culture, Michael Jordan is Still the Best." And I think this is going to be interesting because, honestly, before he won a championship, it was already a lot of talks like this is the best basketball player we've ever seen in the world, ever. But the greatness, like, he needed to win some rings in order to get that greatness title. But it really felt like once he won one championship, it was done. You know, like, that's all he needed to prove to the world, that, like, not only am I the best individual that you've ever seen, I'm also a great leader. And then he won 5 more championships, you know? So I do kind of believe that, yeah, without the ring culture stuff, he is still the freaking best. But anyways, yeah, this is from Basketball Universe. I'm linking the original video down below in the description, like I always do. You also see a list of channel members. Shout out, everybody. Hope you all are having a wonderful day so far, guys. Let's get right into it. I'm excited to see some cool Jordan stuff. Let's go. Thanks for being here with me, by the way. Happy 23rd, everybody. Let's do it.
Throw away the titles. Throw away the MVPs. Throw away all the individual and team awards that should be an important factor in determining who the greatest player of all time is. Certain players are pleading and begging that we stop looking at those stats to evaluate their greatness. So let's play their little game. For once, we're not going to talk about who the greatest is. Instead, we're going to look at who the best player of all time is.
Oh, best, it's over. Yeah, hands down, best player of all time, MJ all day. We don't even have to talk about it. In fact, if we're talking best player of all time, the competition is probably between, like, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Wilt Chamberlain. I think I'm content sticking right there. I think that would be the actual GOAT debate if we were going off of no accolades, championships don't matter, and we're just talking about, like, who was the best out there.
Dare I say, the BOAT. There's a difference between the two acronyms. For me, the greatest is defined by looking at the total picture. I'm taking into account the number of MVPs you won, the number of titles you won, the team success, the numbers you've recorded, things of that nature. It's supposed to be less subjective. Depending on your criteria, you can argue that Bill Russell was a greater player than Kobe Bryant. But determining who was the better player is different. This is more subjective, and people tend to rely more on the eye test. There's more importance placed on their skill set. Were there any weaknesses to your game? Were there 100 different ways you could score? Could you handle the ball like a magician? You get the picture. It's all about your individual greatness.
Yep.
Is what many fans and even players nowadays are putting more importance on.
Yeah, which, I mean, by the way, the reason we don't do this is because it's a team sport. So that's why championships matter, is because leadership matters. And in order to be great, you need to be a great leader. And in order to prove you're a great leader, you need to lead your team to wins, you know, winning championships. That's why this does matter in reality. But yeah, in a team sport, if we're just going to go with the greatest individual player and not worry about team success, Jordan still wins the battle in my mind.
Even if we put the handicap on, Michael Jordan will still be considered the GOAT and the BOAT.
I think so.
It's not just the hundreds of testimonies out there where his contemporaries have mentioned that he had zero weaknesses in his game. It's not just the fact that he'll pull out a never-before-seen move one game and then top it off the next game. This has to be deeper than that. I can't just say that Jason Williams was a better player than John Stockton because his passes were flashier, aka he had a deeper bag. Prove your greatness by exerting your dominance over and over and over again. Can you do something I've never seen before, not with just one move, but throughout an entire game? We're talking record-breaking performances. This is what puts Michael Jordan on a level above everyone else. Get ready to be bombarded with records. Let's go to 1987, when the Chicago Bulls were playing the Detroit Pistons. Led by Isiah Thomas, the Pistons finished with 52 wins. They had the 5th best defensive rating in the league. But Jordan torched them with 61 points on 56% shooting, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks.
Jeez.
Did you know
3 steals, 3
only
blocks.
Player to record over 60 points, 3 steals, and 3 blocks in a game? But we're talking about having the complete package. Michael could do it all on both ends of the floor.
Yep.
But that might not have been the best example. 2 weeks before that game, he did something extraordinary against the Philadelphia 76ers. He recorded 56 points on 69% shooting.
69%?
7 rebounds.
Wait, what?
56 points on 69% shooting. 8 steals.
8 steals? You know, normally it's hard. I get spoiled, and it's hard for me to get surprised by some Jordan stats sometimes. But 8 steals while putting up that many buckets?
7 rebounds and 3 assists. That makes him the only player to post over 50 points and 8 steals in a game.
What the heck is this? 56, 52, okay. 8 steals. He's the only one who's ever done it? Of course he is. Who else is even getting 8 steals in a game? That doesn't exist. And then you're going to say you're going to get 50 some odd points? How are you shooting, buddy? 68% and then 54% the other one? What the hell? 71% from 2 ball? 50% from 3. Jesus.
What makes this even more impressive is that he did it again in the following season. This time, the Boston Celtics were victims of this historic performance. Against Larry Bird and company, he had 52 points on 55% shooting, along with 9 steals, 3
9 steals,
rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 steals.
2 blocks.
It's no wonder.
Oh, wait. I heard that wrong.
Company. He had 52 points on 55% shooting, along with 9 steals, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 steals.
I'm confused. You said 9 steals and then 2 steals.
It's no wonder that he won the scoring title and Defensive Player of the Year award in the same season. On top of that, there have been 10 times that a player has posted over 40 points and 8 steals in a game. Michael has done it 6 times.
Jesus. Well, he definitely met 9 steals, didn't he? So it was 2 something else. God, look at all this. Every time he's getting all these steals, he's getting at least 40 points. This ain't fair, man. He's a freaking cheat code.
4 players who have accomplished it.
And then how's the shooting percentage in all these? Every single time above 50%. Every single one of these, he's shooting above 50%. Man, yeah, how are you not the best player? By the way, shout out Chris Paul and Akeem Olajuwon, Clyde, and Rick Barry for also having 40.8 steal games in their repertoire or in their portfolio.
Have only done it once in their careers. His next record-breaking performance came in 1987 against the Cavaliers. He had the amazing stat line of 43 points on 55% shooting, 8 steals, 5 blocks, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. He is only one of 2 players to post over 40 points, 8 steals, and 5 blocks. It should come as no surprise that Hakeem Olajuwon was also able to post those numbers.
Damn, Hakeem. 89, he did it too. Against Miami. And he also shot above 50% himself. Yeah, these two are two peas in a pod.
But here's something that you would never expect a shooting guard to accomplish. Early the 1986-87 season, the Bulls visited the Seattle Supersonics. They were a top 5 offensive team, but Jordan had 40 points on 43% shooting, 6 blocks, 3 steals, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. He is the only guard in history to post over 40 points and 6 blocks. Julius Erving is the only non-power forward/center to accomplish this. Could you believe that Michael was snubbed for being an All-NBA defender that season? Who knows what the league voters were smoking? But I'm sure you're thinking, we get it. Michael was incredible on both sides of the ball. But we must emphasize how great he was in every aspect of the game. For example, he is only one of 6 players to record 3 or more 40-point triple-doubles in a single season. He joins the company of Oscar Robertson, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Luka Doncic, and Nikola Jokic. But there is one stat that really highlights how he can impact the game in every facet. That is game score. For those who don't know, the game score formula depends on factors such as points scored, field goals, free throws, assists, steals, blocks, and rebounds. At the same time, losing possession with a turnover or causing fouls results in a reduction of the game score. Each component has a weightage factor associated with it. A score of 10 is considered an average performance, whereas a score of 40 or higher is extraordinary. Unfortunately, this stat only goes as far back as the 1977-78 season, so this only applies to the modern NBA. The player with the highest game score in league history is Michael Jordan.
Surprise,
This occurred in
surprise.
his legendary performance against the Cleveland Cavaliers in 1990.
Oh, the 69
He
point?
posted 69 points on 62% shooting,
62.
18 rebounds, 6 assists.
18 rebounds. 69 points on 62% shooting already. Yeah, you're that guy. Can I hear the 18 rebounds again? For real?
9 points on 62% shooting, 18 rebounds,
God.
6 assists, 4 steals, and 1 block.
Come on.
He had a game score of 64.6.
How you have that kind of energy? I'll never understand how you have that kind of freaking energy. How does anybody have that amount of energy? You know how much energy it takes to get 18 rebounds? Cool. That alone should exhaust you. You know how much energy it takes to score 69 points? Like, even if he was just a jump shooter, that takes a lot of energy. But to do it the way Jordan did it, like constantly moving, I don't even know. I don't even know how he does it.
But ladies and gentlemen, that's not all. He has the most appearances in the top 50 highest game scores for the regular season. Just for comparison, LeBron James is in the top 50 for a grand total of 1 time. Are you sure you don't want us to count rings, buddy? As you've noted, you've only touched a regular season. If we're talking the greatest regular season performer, Wilt Chamberlain would easily take that crown. But what separates him from everyone else is that he was even more dominant when it mattered the most. It is much tougher to impose your will in the playoffs. Some of the most skilled players in the game has had a tough time finding success in the postseason. That, of course, doesn't apply to Jordan. Staying with the game score stat, Michael has the most appearances in the top 50 in playoff history. He has 6 appearances, which includes 2 in the top 10. LeBron is in second place with 5 appearances. It should come as no surprise he has so many appearances in the top 50 with all the legendary performances he's had in the playoffs. It all starts with the greatest scoring game in playoff history. He scored 63 points on 54% shooting against the Celtics in the 1986 playoffs. We can safely say that this was not a fluke. If we look at the top 15 highest scoring games in the playoffs, he has 6 total appearances.
Hold up. There you go. Okay, I was going to say what was Barkley doing, but I remember that 56-point game. Yeah, he was with Phoenix. Elgin Baylor right there at 61. That's impressive. Donovan Mitchell.
He's had 8 games where he scored over 50 points. That's the most in history. Wilt Chamberlain is second with 4 such games. He has 38 40-point games in the playoffs, which is also the most in history. There are only 2 other players who's had at least 20 such games. That's LeBron James with 29 and Jerry West with 20. But what makes Michael so legendary isn't the fact that he scored as much as he did. Some make the ridiculous claim that anyone could if they took as many shots as he did. But Jordan was shooting as much as he did because no one could stop him. That's why he's the best player we've ever seen. It didn't matter how high the defensive intensity was or how much attention he was receiving from the opposing team. He was going to make the shot much more than he missed. For example, in all 8 games that he scored over 50 points, he shot over 50% every single time.
I know, and that's the thing. That's why you can't call him a ball hog, because he's actually the best option every single time. If he was shooting in the 40s, I used to have this argument when it came to Allen Iverson. No disrespect to Chuck. Allen Iverson is one of my favorite players of all time. But I would see his percentages on his high-scoring games were in the low 40s. And that's, at that point, you can make an argument, well, maybe it would have been better in someone else's hands to take some of these shots. But when Jordan is I mean, 50%, like 51% is like the lowest you see with Jordan. Most of the time, he's getting up there in the high 50s, like 56, 59%, 61%. And he's doing this while scoring 50, 60, 40, all this stuff. So you at that point, it's like you can't blame the guy for shooting. If I was the coach, I'd want him to take all my shots, because the percentage says we got the best chance of getting a bucket if you shoot it, Michael. So it's superhero shit.
In fact, there were 3 games where he shot over 60%.
There it is.
Only Allen Iverson has been able to be that efficient while scoring over 50 points multiple times. He's done it twice.
Ironic. Okay, so he's done it twice. Okay, but I was going by averages, you guys. I think his total average was around 41%. Anyways, that's awesome from AI.
That's the thing with Michael. When he's hot, he can keep it going for games at a time.
Yeah.
Did you know that he's the only player to score 50 points in back-to-back playoff games? He did it in 1988 against the Cavaliers. For many players, scoring 40 points is considered an impressive accomplishment. It's rare for a player to come back and score over 40 points in the same series. But to do it 3 times to the same team in the same series,
jeez,
that's just a whole other level.
Yep.
I'm not breaking any news when I say that no one has done it as many times as Michael Jordan. He's done it 5 times. He's only one of 3 players to do it multiple times. Jerry West did it twice in his career, and LeBron has done it
Yeah, by the way. Have a good laugh. Yep, there's my 93 Suns again.
4 times. That is a good transition to the next record he holds. There have been 9
I'm aware it's an ongoing joke at this point. it's going to be. It'll probably show its face in the next video tonight as well.
That players average over 40 points per game for a playoff series. Jordan has done it 5 times. He has the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th highest averages in league history. Each time, he averaged over 50% from the field. Shout out to Jerry West, who was first on that list. He averaged 46.3 points per game in the 1965 playoffs against the Baltimore Bullets. But scoring wasn't the only thing he did in those series. For example, check out his averages against the Sixers in the 1990 second round series. He averaged 43 points, 7.4 assists, 6.6 rebounds, 4 steals, and 1.2 blocks per game. Or how about this series against the Phoenix Suns?
No, I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have said, yes, I know, 41, let's go.
In the finals of all places.
Yep, in the finals of all places. 41 points.
8.5 rebounds. And 6.3 assists per game.
6.3 assists a game.
That is another reason why so many people say he was the best basketball player ever.
Yep.
He'll get you 40 and then do everything else to secure the victory.
And that's the truth. Yeah, he's not. People who call him just a scorer have no idea who Michael Jordan is. Like, it makes no sense. He'll get you 50 and he'll get you 60 and he'll get you, or 69 and get you 15 freaking rebounds and some assists and 3 blocks and 3 steals. And come on, man. It's all around. This is what an all around player is. He does everything.
Not many players can muster up the energy to do all that for an entire playoff series.
Nope.
Forget for an entire playoff series. How about for an entire playoff run? He has a record for the most points in a single playoff run, which occurred in 1992. He has a total of 3 appearances in the top 12. He also has the highest points per game average for a playoff run, which occurred in 1986. He has a total of 3 appearances in the top 10. It's no wonder that Jordan won as many times as he did.
Yeah.
When you're that good on the biggest stage, your team is going to have a great chance of winning it all. Contrary to what LeBron believes, this goes hand in hand. It's not a coincidence that the best player of all time is also the greatest of all time.
What a video.
But what about you all? Do you think there's a difference between the best and the greatest?
Absolutely.
Does Michael Jordan deserve both titles?
He does.
Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
That's the crazy thing. Because I think pretty much every other sport, I could argue the greatest was not the best talent I've ever seen. You know, because you always had somebody come in that was just a freak talent. And you're like, that I've never seen anybody, you know, I've never seen anybody like this. But then the greatest has to be, you know, somebody who's got a ton of chips, you know, like a Tom Brady in football. All the while, like I'd say, like Peyton Manning was the most amazing quarterback I've ever seen. And then also there were years where I was watching Aaron Rodgers and saying this might be the most amazing like quarterback I've ever seen in the world. But yeah, the difference was the amount of championships. But yeah, Jordan is one of those freak instances where literally he's the greatest of all time because of his accomplishments, but we've also never seen an individual like this in the game of basketball before, after, and we've been searching for one because he was just that freaking great. So yeah, he's not only the best of all time, he's my favorite of all time, and he's the greatest of all time. And it's weird that they all exist, but they all exist together, but they really do, man. I think about like somebody like Barry Sanders because he was my favorite running back of all time. I would love for him to be known as the greatest running back of all time, but he would have had to have a bunch of championships, you know. But to me, he's still the best I've ever seen. But yeah, it's interesting because I feel like I've been saying this one like in these reactions for a long time, that there is a major difference between the best and the greatest. And this is exactly what I mean, because when we're talking about just the best, we're talking about the best individual out there, and winning doesn't matter anymore. It's just, you know, we're looking for those standout players, and Jordan is the most standout player I think we've ever witnessed, right? Like I said, Wilt Chamberlain is another one, and then Kobe, but Kobe is, you know, it's almost like a version of Jordan. So. And then maybe Larry Bird, because he also stood out like as far as just nobody knew what to do to be able to stop this guy. And he played so unselfishly that if he actually did care to play a little selfish, the kind of numbers Bird could have gotten if he was a selfish player and he didn't care about winning is crazy, you guys. Anyways, I thought this was a great video. I got a big old smile on my face now. Thank you, Basketball Universe. Go check out the channel if you guys are interested, guys. The link is down below. And I'm going to head out for now. But I will be back later for an After Dark, and we will continue this 23rd celebration in style. Everyone, thanks for being here with me. Like the vid if you could, I'd appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Hell, hit the bell to be notified for the After Dark if you want to make sure you see it tonight. And guys, happy 23rd. I'll see you soon, okay? Oh yeah. Most importantly now, is be water, my friends. Peace out, everyone.